Hello walkers, and welcome back to City Walks, the channel where I walk you around and we discover new things and hopefully see some interesting details that you might not see on other channels. Today we are in Anaconda, Montana. We've been here before in winter, December, 4 years ago, and so I decided to come back and do a summer walk, maybe 2 summer walks, we'll see, and just enjoy it. It is a beautiful day today, 66 degrees this morning, and that's Fahrenheit, 19 degrees Celsius. About, what time is it? It's about 10:30 in the morning, and it's just a glorious day in July, so the end of July actually. So we're gonna walk down, what is it, Commercial Avenue and then Park Street, come back Park Street. A lot of this town has 2 one-way streets. It reminds me a little bit of the Northwest, a lot of those towns along the Pacific coast that seem to have that. And we're just gonna see what there is to see. I'm gonna flip you around real quick. Sun is behind me, so hold on to your hats. I'll spin around. Hi there, my name is Henry. I will be your proxy walker today, your virtual travel guide and co-discoverer. I say co-discoverer because a lot of time, I'm not an expert in any of the places I go, maybe Livingston, where I live, but so we're gonna discover some stuff together. And I'm gonna flip you around again. And 1, 2, 3, hold on. Okay, I wanna thank our Patreon supporters today. As always, there's some links down in the description below, but it really does make a difference and it really does help. So, you know, it's a 2.5-hour drive for me over here. So this month's Patreon support is paying for the fuel. And I really do appreciate that. It makes these things just a little bit easier to make. Also, those who have made one-time contributions through Coffee and PayPal, very much appreciated, so thank you. Let's talk a little bit about Anaconda, and then I'm probably gonna try to be a little quieter. First of all, I wanna show you kind of the surroundings here, and we'll get a better view as we come back the other side maybe. We're right in the Pentler Range, and there's an interesting history to Anaconda and also geography. So the population here is about 10,000 people, which is actually bigger than Livingston, where I live. I was a little surprised to hear that. Although, given its history as a mining town, or smelting town, I guess, I guess it's not that surprising. Big industry here in the late 19th century that I'll talk briefly about later. It's on the Pentler Range. I believe it's the county seat for Deer Lodge County. And the population of 10,000, that's the city county, so it's the surrounding area as well, so maybe that explains that. It's got a history of smelting, so Butte is just about half an hour, 20 minutes away, maybe 30, not far at all. And that in the 1800s, late 1800s, early 1900s, richest hill on earth, Copper Kings. One of the Copper Kings, the so-called Copper Kings, was Marcus Daly, and Marcus Daly started a smelter here, which I think was named after the Anaconda Copper Company. There's some wiggle room around how it got its name, and anywho, big copper smelting thing. So you see vestiges of that around town. That heritage, which is kind of cool. And I'm going to cross over here in a minute. Sven's Bicycles of Anaconda, that looks cool. You know, big smelter pots, and I'll get a better view of it when we head back the other way. There's a big smelter tower here. The downside of this was that the hazardous waste, back then they didn't really concern themselves too much with the toxicity of the landscape. I want to talk to you just briefly about this building across the street. It's the Smelter City Brewing Company. I can't go in there to film today, but it's a really, really cool building that they've rehabbed, and it looks like upstairs at least they're continuing to rehab. Sven's Bicycles, love it. What we'll see today is a little bit of a city whose heyday has ebbed a bit, and it's a really, I think it's, like most of these Montana communities, it's full of really good people who are hardworking and do their best, but sometimes the situation, let's go this way actually. We were on commercial, we're gonna make a right on Main and then make a left. They're doing the best they can with what they got. And that sounds like I'm maybe talking down about the city, but it's actually, I like it a lot. And I'll talk more about that later. But I will say that, you're not gonna see a bunch of mansions like we saw in Helena and Billings. I guess that's what I'm getting at. But you see a lot of these cool old buildings. This, I think, is a current and or old car garage maintenance. I love it. And then the Anaconda Building Center is in the old train depot, it looks like. And this is an active rail line, I think, that is for freight. This is Front Street. And so down that way is I-90. We're about 5 or 6 miles off the interstate. You can see I guess I'm getting a little confused. I think that's west. Should do better than that. And you get into, there's a neat state park over there, which we have gone in to ski in the winter, but I haven't visited in the summer, so I might duck in there later today. Looks like this road is not gonna go, so we'll go back. This happens on this channel if you're not familiar. I was telling you about the channel a little bit. Also, I want to mention the Facebook group and the website. The website is citywalksvirtualtours.com. You can search by keyword, by location, and by walk time. And the Facebook group is City Walks Virtual Tours for All. And you can post your own walks there, post other people's walks, post articles about walking. I'm hoping it'll be a resource for people who are just trying to be healthy, low impact exercise. It's an amazing form of exercise. And now I've lost track of what I was going to say. That also happens. Oh yeah, so locations. I'm based in Montana, but we've got walks from all over the world. Italy, all over Europe, Central America, Alaska. I don't think I have any in Canada, which is a little surprising. So this is Commercial and Main Street, and we will hopefully in another walk get up further down, up towards the courthouse, but I just love these old 19th century buildings. I love that they're still here. If you have any comments about Anaconda or the walks or anything, please post in the comment section. I love interacting with you guys. At least when you're polite. I do make mistakes and step in, put my foot in it sometimes, but I am well-intentioned, and I do love talking to you guys and getting feedback and hearing your own stories. So hope you'll indulge me in that. Oh, Anaconda, yeah. So politically, surprising or unsurprising, it's fairly left-leaning. They vote, it's the most consistently Democrat voting county in Montana. It's the first city to have a socialist mayor, west of the Mississippi, I think. And I think they still do. It's more of a labor union-based politics than some of the other more modern leftist stuff. And I consider myself kind of left of center. You didn't need to know that, sorry. I try to keep that partisan stuff out of these things because I want this channel to be a place of positivity, relentless positivity. So, in any case, Anaconda is kind of at the base. If you go up this hill, in the winter, there's a groomed ski area. And if you follow this road, you go, I think it's part of, you can get onto the Pintler Loop, or it's part of the Pintler Loop. And this is a very scenic drive through these roads. We're about, hour and a half, I want to say, from Missoula. Also have several walks from there. This morning I was driving, just doing a little scouting as I drove through town, and there was a very nonplussed doe, a deer, female deer, but she had two fawns, and they were just sort of easing their way, ambling their way through town. It's kind of neat. So here's a big smelter pot in front of this building. I didn't mention where we started, was right in front of the, I forget what it's called, the Copper City Art Museum or something like that. Neat old building. I have not been in there, but I want to check it out. I find these mountains around here interesting. They're not riven as much by streams and that sort of thing. They have these big kind of flat slabs of slope. I find that interesting. I think I mentioned the hazardous waste left over from the smelting operation earlier. One of the things I didn't mention was they've spent millions and millions and millions of dollars as an EPA Superfund site cleaning it up. And I think there's still some issues, but they've done quite a lot to try and right that wrong. Fire department. Cross over here. Crossing Elm Street here. We're gonna go down a couple more blocks because I want to show you a neat railroad building. Up here. Last week I filmed, well, 2 weeks ago, I filmed in Virginia City, and I think I spoke about home size. And a lot of these houses here along Commercial and Park Street, are fairly small, compact. And it's because they were built, 120 years ago. And people just didn't need the big houses they used to. I mean that they do now, sorry. Need is not the right word, but they were okay with those smaller homes. I find as we travel around, my family and I, we adapt very quickly to smaller spaces. It's not always our favorite, but it's not a trial that I would have expected. Crossing Walnut here. Morning, how are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Good, thanks. I might have also mentioned that we've had a really amazing spring and summer this year. Usually it gets really dry, and you can see the dry hills over here. But this has happened a lot later this year. We've had all these thunderstorms roll through, and they've just sort of, by coincidence, drenched the places that kind of needed it most. We've still got a month or so left, but it's been really nice to not have fires. I'm going to knock on some wood here. This up here is a roundhouse, which I think was used for switching engines and that sort of thing, as well as maybe maintenance of railroad stuff. And you can see some ore cars and another smelting pot over there. And I just thought that was kind of interesting. I've heard about them, seen them in pictures, but I've never actually seen a roundhouse like that. It's kind of neat. We're going to make our way over to Park Street and head back the other direction. can see the smaller brick homes over here that I was sort of referring to earlier. I don't know if that's still a grocery or not. Apparently, in Livingston, they used to have a lot more of these small little markets. I wonder if that's the case here as well. The big grocery stores have outcompeted them. These trees are about 4 feet tall. All right, here's an old service station, maybe. All boarded up. Just look at all that green. It's just amazing. Beautiful. All right, there is the smelter tower I was talking about. I think that's the same one, and it was at one time the tallest ceramic structure in the United States. Ceramic, because I guess it's made out of brick. Puppers. Need old school Dairy Queen. We'll cross over a bit and then cross back. Looks like it might have been an old school at some point. I mentioned those deer that I saw earlier, and there's a doe across the street. Point her out here in a little bit. Crossing Elm. There she is in front of the center house there. Munchin', munchin'. Not a care in the world. A crossover. Not to bother her, but think they're stripping the paint off that. I thought at first it was weather, but I saw some paint stripper on the table outside. This is Daly's, referring to Marcus Daly, I guess. So there's a sea, a white sea up on that hillside, and I don't know what that stands for. We're in Deer Lodge County, and it's Anaconda, and I'm going to swing you back around here. Up on that hillside is a big A with 25 or 26 up there. It's usually maintained by the senior class every year of these towns. Interesting, a little hostel. Old school apartment building. This is Hickory that we're going to cross. This really is a beautiful valley here. That's interesting. It's like an old bank building maybe, or some sort of commercial space from the 70s or early 80s. It's empty now. That building's being redone upstairs and at least part of the downstairs. I don't know what that's going to be. It looks like a cool space. We are back at Park and Main. Off to the left is Smelter City Brewing, and I'm going to walk down this way just a little bit. Another bicycle shop. I like that. Anaconda bicycles. I'm just going to see what some of these other stores are, because I love these old storefronts. Bottle shop and wine bar. Some outdoor seating here. cross over. Northern Hall Tap Room. Huh. And we'll go back to park. I just wanted to duck down here, get into the shade a little bit, honestly, and get a little closer view of some of these shops and buildings. I'm going to continue on park here. Oh, look at this building. Love these. I don't know what style that is, but I like it. Just a ornate brickwork and stonework. We're going to head up there in another walk up Main Street to the courthouse, but we're going to continue on park for this one. Coffee curl. There's a restaurant up here that I've been to several times. It's really good. But I'm seeing like Gallicanos Pizza and a couple other places that I want to try out. I think what I'd like to do is come over here and spend a weekend or something in the winter. Do some cross-country skiing, enjoy the brewery and tap room, kind of see what Anaconda is all about. So Donovan's Pub and Casino, I didn't realize it was a casino, is the restaurant I was referring to, that I've been to. It's that black building over there. It's really nice. I'm going to pop out here and just show you this crossover actually. Right next to the taxidermy shop. I always thought that was amusing. This across the Hickory House Inn. I'm going to cross over again because why not? Looks like a bed and breakfast. Isn't that pretty? Looks like some sort of clothing store. They buy pre-1980s clothes. Love that building though. Oh, here's something. So this is the visitor center, and you can get 2 p.m. historic bus tours around town. This looks like another depot, train depot. Now, Cedar Street was right about where we started, but I'm going to go down a little bit further to just show you some more of these buildings. I like these little signs: Art Walk and Block Party, downtown Anaconda. I bet that's kind of fun. That's the museum, the art museum. And we're going to continue on Park Street. There's the old Pizza Hut. Okay, so this place is called Copperopolis, and I guess that's the name of the building. Anyway, that was what Marcus Daly tried to name the city originally, apparently, but there was already a Copperopolis, so he had to rename it. An old theater. I don't know what's there now, if anything. As you can tell by the traffic, it's a busy little city. This is Birch Street. I'm just gonna show you that it's really bordered by this by the mountains on either side, but there's a road that goes up there a little bit, and I think in that valley over there might be a road, but almost everything's in the valley. Adela Coffee and Outdoor. All right, check that out in a little bit. So a lot of these buildings, like this one, I suspect, have been repurposed as homes over the years, maybe redesigned, maybe filled in and broken them out here and there. Jordy's Cantina. I like having that outdoor dining space crossing Alder. It's hard to justify that for 3 or 4 months a year. just want to go one more block because there's an interesting kind of Art Deco building up here that I want to take a look at. Club Moderne. I think that's Art Deco. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. It's the one up here on the right. There's another building. Old building, I mean. Love that has maintained, you know, it's not like you go down to Home Depot and grab another piece of shiny marble or whatever that is. It's only missing the one piece. Looks like a bar. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for joining us today here in Anaconda. I'm going to do another walk in just a bit, and we'll go up towards the courthouse, as I said, and up below that and see the library and the park and a few other little highlights that we didn't see on this walk. Hope you'll join me for that probably next week is when I'll post it. Until then, of course, and as always, keep on stepping.